1.
There you have it. We are officially in holiday mode here in Washington. A short time ago, President Obama and his family kicked things off with the lighting of the National Christmas Tree. We have a new tree this year. This one is a 28-foot Colorado blue spruce. It was planted in late October. Gorgeous. 2 nights ago, the Capitol Christmas tree was lit by House Speaker John Boehner. This one, of course, by the First Family there in front of the White House. Maybe we should have a Fiscal Cliff tree they could both light together. Of course, it takes a lot of electricity to keep all these trees and those lights burning, and now that the election is over, new attention is being paid to what President Obama will do about energy, climate change, and carbon emissions. Here is correspondent Shannon Breen.
They brought hundreds of millions of dollars into his re-election campaign.
And on the night of his re-election, President Obama vowed to further the interests of the environmental activist groups that backed him.
To live in America that isn't burdened by debt, that isn't weakened by inequality, that isn't threatened by the destructive power of a warming planet.
Congress, with the votes of both Democrats and Republicans, has successfully fought efforts to pass cap-and-trade legislation for years, which would set limits and fees for polluting industries. But a number of lawmakers are now sounding the alarm about what they see as the president's efforts to rein in domestic energy production by doing an end run around Capitol Hill.
The president couldn't get it done through legislation. Now he's doing it through regulation, using our tax dollars to make this happen.
Environmental activists say the president is simply doing his job.
He understands that increased drought, record heat, wildfires, storms like Sandy that killed 100 Americans, did maybe $100 billion worth of damage, put 14 feet of water in lower Manhattan. This has never happened before. And so this president understands this is a threat. We need to do something about it.
A focus that Republican Senator Jim Inhofe says makes no sense at a time when Washington is in real crisis.
While all of the attention today in Washington is on the looming fiscal cliff, President Obama's administration is quietly handing over billions of dollars to the United Nations in the name of global warming.
That was the opening salvo of a recorded message Inhofe sent to Doha, Qatar, where the U.S. has joined nearly 200 countries from around the world this week at a United Nations Climate Issues Summit, where negotiations continue regarding a large-scale climate treaty to be signed by 2015. While the U.S. Senate would have to ratify any international treaty by a 2/3 vote, Inhofe says he and others are much more concerned about domestic regulations. He's continued to press the White House about why the administration failed to issue reports on pending regulations in April and October as required by law. While the White House wouldn't explain the lapse to us, a source there says federal agencies are currently in the process of pulling together that information. Brett.
Shannon, thank you.